everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. Hey everyone. At Zone to Speak, I know how important it is to stay healthy, strong, and ready for every ride, workout, and adventure. That's why I'm sharing discounts on products I personally use and love, each one designed to support your performance, recovery, and overall well-being. Whether you are a serious athlete or just trying to feel your best. And remember, every time you shop using these codes, you are directly supporting the podcast and helping me bring more great conversations to life. Psych Plus, their smart pump is a game changer. Light, compact, efficient, and perfect for keeping your tires road and gravel ready. It's also ideal for travel as you can skip the CO2 canisters. You can even change your tire pressure on the go when switching between surfaces. Get 10% off the smart pump and 5% everything else. 15% off down the road cycling gear, beautifully designed and performance-ready apparel. 15% off New Zest, clean, plant-based protein and essential nutrients to fuel your recovery and daily energy. 15% off Oleo's wellness shots, adaptogens, nootropics, and functional nutrients to support performance, focus, and recovery. I take Oleo's daily in the lead up to any of my races, and I have the pre-ride and recovery shots ready for the weekend's big training rides. If you're looking for a clean, effective boost, Oleo's is it. 10% off Cold Age. High-quality supplements, including multivitamins, collagen, creatine, and more. I take their women's fermented multivitamin and creatine daily. 10% off Loop ear plugs, ideal for travel, sleep, sensory recovery, or managing noise at races. 10% off Clearly Not Coffee, a caffeine alternative made with mushrooms, cocoa, maca, and rhodiola. I use it every day for smoother energy, sharper focus, and better hormone balance. 10 pounds off Huel, nutritionally complete, high-protein, plant-based meals for when you are on the go and need something quick, satisfying, and healthy. Also great to take bike packing. 10 pounds off Shokz headphones, the safest way to listen while you train with open ear technology that keeps you alert and aware on the road or trail. 35% off Frey Skincare. Skincare made for active people. I have used Frey for 10 years, designed to keep sweaty skin clear, fresh, and glowing. You will find all the partner links, discount codes, and instructions in the episode description. So go check them out and enjoy these perks. Now, let's get into the episode. All right. In this inspiring episode of Zone to Speak, I sit down with the incredible Gabriela Guerra, Brazilian endurance athlete, coach, and 2024 UCI eSports Vice World Champion. From her roots in Brazil to standing on the virtual podium at the eSports World Championships, Gabriela has made a powerful mark in both online racing and at the broader endurance world. She's not only a fierce competitor, but also a dedicated mentor and a passionate voice for representation in the sport. We dive into her journey from discovering cycling to becoming one of the top athletes in the eCycling scene, what it takes to perform at the highest level, and how she leads and inspires others in their own athletic paths. Whether you are deep into Zwift, chasing big goals, or just need a boost of motivation, Gabriela's story will light that spark. Gabriela, welcome to Zone to Speak.
Thank you very much.
So you're originally from Brazil, but you live in the US. What brought you there?
I have been married to a US citizen since 2 years, about for 2 years. We met online on Zwift, and at that time I was living in Germany. Yes.
Wow.
And then we got married and I moved here.
Wow, how cool. So esports changed your life in many facets.
In many ways. That's it. Yeah.
Wow. And how did your cycling journey begin?
Well, from some point in my life, I was living between Germany and Brazil. So 1 year here, 1 year there. I was trying to build a honey business and with Brazilian native honey and export it to Europe. So the entrance point was going to be Germany, and we tried doing a pilot project and do some export. So I was always back and forth. But I started mountain biking in Brazil in around 2019, I believe. Mainly
Okay.
because I had many, many injuries in my life due to other sports. I come from skateboarding and other more radical sports. And I got injured so many times that at some point my joints were not playing the game anymore. So I had to change sports. I tried to just stay fit just because I love moving. I love just also the endurance sport a lot. So I tried running and was actually really good at it and loved it, but on the joints it was just a little too much. So I decided, why not just buy a bike and get around with the bike? So that's how I started. I just went to a bike shop in Brazil, and then they recommended me a mountain bike because that's what they use around in my home city in Curitiba. Many people like to ride off roads. It's more fun and more safe in that environment. So I kind of got into it because the bike shop really took me in and took me out to rides and got me started. And I didn't have any idea, so I kind of started from zero from there.
Yeah, mountain bike is really big in Brazil, and I love when bike shops really take their customers in and teach them the ropes, not just try to sell a bike and make a profit. So that's really good to hear. And how interesting about the honey business. Are you doing that at all? I know this we're talking about cycling, but I'm always fascinated because I love honey.
Well, I really wanted to make the honey special for athletes, or like I tested it a bunch on with my friends in Brazil, and I tested a bunch on myself, like how does honey goes with performance and with endurance, and it actually showed really, really cool results, especially because Brazil has really specialty types that are really healthy for the body. So I was really hoping that I could, unite those two passions that I have. um, I ended up when I got married and moved to the US, I had to take it a little slower with the whole thing, and then I decided to just put it on a sleep, maybe forever. I don't know. Um, Came with a little hurt because I invested really a lot in this, but part of my family also still has a passion for it and would like to at some point maybe start again. So
Yeah, I hope you have the opportunity to pick this up because, I mean, obviously, I'm a honey lover, but there are a lot of research coming out now that even talks about, honey for energy, but also it really improves your recovery. So don't give up on this. I think it's a it's a space that we should be watching, and I hope you bring this up.
yes, definitely. And just as a maybe interesting information, for many people, they don't know there's different types of bees, not just the regular bee that we know that stings and that produce the most honey that we know of, but Brazil also has native bees. Other countries also have native bees, but Brazil has more than 400 different species of native
Wow.
bees that produce honey.
Wow.
But most of the bees are very, very small and produce really small amounts. And most of those bees are also stingless, so they don't sting. They
Wow.
bite or they can't really defend themselves. So we found one specific bee. It's called Jataí, or the scientific name is Tetragonis cangustula. And this
Wow.
bee
That's
produces
a mouthful.
yes, definitely. This bee produces a very specific honey that has incredible healing powers. It's been used by native Brazilians and been known to really heal the breathing airways, bronchitis, and even just regular cough. So we really embraced that type of honey. And it was hard to bring it into the market due to its differences in constitution and taste. So that was a big challenge. So
It
maybe in
reminds
the
me
future.
that I had a really bad bike accident in 2020, I think, and my face was like so bad. And I lived in Dubai at the time, and this guy at the bike shop, Arabic guy, told me, put honey. And I'm like, "Pfft."
Hmm.
But I was in
Yeah.
so much agony that I'm like, I'll try anything. And I started to put honey, and you can see I have no scars. It really is a miracle source.
Yeah, really high quality honey does have healing properties. But the most honey that we know of is that we buy is already mixed with other honeys that it's not completely pure, or light can even influence the effect it has, temperature, so it's also sensitive product if you really want the most healing powers out of it.
Yeah, don't buy anything from the grocery store. It's not real honey. But anyways, we should have our own podcast all about the honey. I'm so fascinated by it. But tell me, how did you evolve into elite level competition, and what brought you to esports?
All right. So when I started mountain biking in Brazil, they also have regional competitions, and I started doing them for fun because I'm kind of competitive, or like I'm competitive with myself a lot. Like I want to improve, and so I started competing and I started winning a lot, and I started upgrading categories and just winning a lot, like everything. And I was like, okay, maybe it's like I don't have competition. I don't know. But then I started going out on rides with the pro guys, and they were like, this girl is fast. And so I didn't have a power meter or any numbers, but like I started hunting KOMs, and that was my training. And really hard courses in Brazil, like just off road climbs and climbs and climbs. That was my thing. So, well, after a while, I have to move back to Germany. So I thought, okay, cool. Germany might be more like a road bike thing. I don't know, but there we have long winters in Germany. So what do I do then? I don't want to bike outside in the winter. I tried it before. So then I thought, okay, I want to keep myself fit, and so I'm gonna try something indoors. I want this stationary bike. And then I started researching a little bit and found Zwift. I didn't know what it is. I bought like a Schwinn EC8. It's like a spinning bike, and started with that. Yeah, it totally overreads. Even though you calibrate and everything, it just overreads. And
Yeah, but I think it says a lot that you don't need the latest and greatest and the best or the most expensive. Look at you, such a strong elite athlete. I mean, I'm sure now you have the latest and greatest, but
yes,
you can
yes. So
start
I
from the
started with
bottom.
that one, but it didn't last very long because it's really like it's unfair. Like it just gives you like 40 extra watts. So you can't do that if we start competing. So I was just working out, and I joined like a huge event that was like a super long course, super difficult, and I was just hammering. I just wanted like a good hard workout, just for fun. No goals, nothing in mind. And then this guy called Sebastian from Germany, the team manager of Beast Mode, powered by Rose, um, he messaged me afterwards because he was on my ride and he saw my numbers, and he said, well, even if you are on a wacky setup, you still have very good numbers. And I would like to invite you to our elite team and see like what we can make out of it. So he was like, okay, there's a teammate that lives nearby you in Germany. How about you go to her house and do a little test, and then we see your numbers, and if your numbers are okay, then we support you to be in the team and with the equipment. Because I,
Wow.
I wasn't really like I couldn't really buy much. Like I was still building my own company that was like
Yeah,
does
cycling is
don't have
expensive.
income,
We all know that.
Yeah. Yes, I was supported by my family so that I could do it because I didn't have income, and neither could I spend time in a full-time job. So I was doing just side gigs here and there, just. But anyways, then I went there. I went to Pia Kummer's place. She's a good friend of mine today still, and did the little test, and the numbers showed to be pretty good. So that's how I started. They started supporting me. I started racing with them in the elite level. At that time, there was still no prize money on the line for elite events. The sport is very, very new. Um, yeah, how that goes. But then that's how I met my husband. We started dating, and soon enough we got married. We met in the US, we met in Germany, we met in Brazil, like all the environment. We went through it all. And then he proposed and we got married, and I moved to to the US. And then
Wow.
I kept racing, and I kept doing the esports thing because where we live here in the US, we also have long winters, and it's pretty cold. And my husband does this also for a living. He's not a racer, but he is a commentator and a manager in that community. And he has so much experience with all that. And plus, on top of it, he is a coach. He was one of the top elite pro mountain bikers of the nation in USA.
Oh,
He has more than 20 years of experience, so like it was a perfect match. Without
wow.
like it just matches.
Yeah.
So
Seems like
yeah, so
a match made, I was going to say match made in Zwift.
yes, yes.
Not in
They
heaven.
even have a little story there. They posted for Valentine's Day or for their 10th anniversary. They posted a little video of us telling our story and how we met.
It's
It's a little
beautiful.
coincidence.
What a
Yeah,
beautiful story.
it's funny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I got married into he had with in his previous marriage he had 5 kids. So I
Wow.
turned into uh a stepmom from one day to another. So that was
Wow.
a big challenge. Yeah, we have two older girls. They are already out of the house, and the 3 boys live with us part time. So that was also very life changing for sure. And the indoor cycling then also helped the virtual cycling, because then when we ride at home, we can be around more, and with the kids, it's just so much
That's
easier.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Wow, you are very busy then. I didn't realize you're also stepmom of, 3 to 5 kids, depending
Yeah.
on the season. Well, congratulations on all your accomplishments. You seem your path seems to be full of light, and you're just progressing to the top. Congratulations on becoming vice world champion in eCycling. What did that race mean to you?
All right. When it first came out that the World Championship was going to happen, the first couple of years it was on Zwift, and I wasn't able to compete yet because there was always something going on. I wasn't ready, or second, I was injured at some point. I think I didn't get to it. I saw it, but it was like out of reach. And then last year it switched platforms. So it is on the MyWhoosh platform. And I was very unfamiliar with that platform. I haven't raced or ridden there much. So when it came out that it was going to be on MyWhoosh, I thought, okay, I'm not sure if I want to do it, but I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to start using the platform. I'm going to qualify myself and just tried racing the Sunday Race Club that they have every Sunday, and just get into it a little bit. But I wasn't like super like determined. Oh, this is it. And because up until then I was just using indoors or the virtual platforms for really hard training and for really hard racing, but like I didn't have much more ambitions with that really, because my husband saw my talent, but he wanted me to put it on the outdoor world. So I raced a whole season here in the US with mountain biking, and I got a state champion on the mountain bike. And then the following year, so last year, I started on a road bike, and needed to upgrade first, but I got champion in we have a crit series called Tour of America's Dairyland, and I was category 2 at that year still, so I won that. It was 11 days of racing, and
Wow.
road really was also a fun experience. And then I started going, okay, let's prepare for the winter season, and I'm gonna be indoors anyway, so why not give it a
Why
try?
not? Yeah.
And my UCI license is now as a Brazilian. I was first as a German, and then I had to make a decision, and I decided to go to represent Brazil. All Brazilians know it's like a hard thing.
Yes.
Brazil is just proud Brazilian heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I qualified through our I forgot the name now. Federation, sorry.
It's
They
okay.
did a great job just, yeah, getting as a qualifying path. And then there was a semifinals that took place at each people's homes. all with verified equipment and the usual verification processes. We always have weigh-ins before the races, and then in the semifinals, I got 5th place. And the same 2 courses that were used in the semifinals were going to be used for the roads. Plus, we're gonna add another course. So I thought, oh, okay, I didn't do very bad, so let's go. We're flying to Abu Dhabi, and and yeah, I think if I go somewhere to race, I go to win. I don't mess around. Like, not like, oh, I'm just gonna try it. Then no,
I can
if you're
tell. I
gonna
can
go
tell.
race,
You're so
then you're gonna go
driven.
race. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay, and then they organized it all pretty well. We all the athletes flew out, and we arrived a couple days earlier before the
And
race
how
day.
many of women are there racing?
20 women and
20?
20 men qualified from all around the world. I was the only Brazilian. There were a couple of Germans, obviously Jason Osborne, the German champion, but on the women's side, we had also a couple of Germans. Pia was also in there, my friend from
Cool.
there. Yeah, so it was really nice to meet her. And we had a couple of days. And when it came to race day, did our usual. We have weigh-ins. The weigh-in was in the morning, which was great. And then we had some time to just fuel and prepare and mentally concentrate. The race was then in the afternoon and evening. And when we got on stage, there were 3 different races. Very short races. The first race was more like a sprint, fastest through segments type thing. The second race was a points race, just 1 lap on a circuit that has a big climb. There's points on the bottom, which is really tricky if you have points on the bottom of a climb, and then you have points on the top of a climb, and then you have points on the finish line. Like, you
And are
cannot go for
they
them all.
eliminating people as you go through these smaller races or no?
No. We just
Okay.
accumulate as many
Just
points
points.
as we can. Everyone has to race all 3 races. And then the third race is a circuit race with 1 very sharp climb, and there's points on the top of every time we go up that climb. So I'm not a pure sprinter, but I'm not a bad sprinter. I've been working a lot on my sprint. I really, like, last summer I almost hit 1,000 watts and 900 watts. That was like,
What?
yeah. And
Wow.
I used to not have that at all. So we worked really towards my sprint. But you have to compromise certain areas and find a good middle spot if you want to do it all. The thing with the platform was that I wasn't really prepared for the fastest through segments. I couldn't really practice it, and there wasn't a way for me to know. So I just reckoned the course a couple times, and I didn't really know about the pack dynamics, because you can draft people, the speeds, and how can you get the most speed out of it. So not having done all of that and prepared enough, I really screwed up the first stage. It really
Okay.
cost me many points. My sprint power was really good. I had a good sprint, but I just didn't time it very well. So I lost the main draft. I didn't get enough speed. I was told I have to start sprinting from the middle of the pack, but actually you have to start a little far back and get the speed and carry it on. And I didn't do that.
Those are all the tricks that
Yeah.
are different from
Yeah.
the actual road to e-racing. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's very, very different. It's just a different discipline. We cannot compare outdoor and indoor cycling at all. Like, it's just a different world. Yeah, so anyways, when we did that first sprint in my main competition, that I knew, okay, those are the strongest riders I have to watch out for. They got all the points, and I was like, I got like, I don't even know, like 7 points out of 20, and they got 20 points. Like, okay, I'm already 15 points behind. How am I going to catch up? But I tried sprinting, and, well, like I said, the numbers showed my sprint was good. It's just didn't time well. Okay, what can you do?
Just the
You're here
strategy
now.
of the e-race.
Yes, but I'm here now. So let's
What
put
can we
on
do?
the fight mindset and let's go. I didn't do any math in my head. I just thought, I don't care. I'm just gonna go all out. I'm just gonna give all I have. I don't care about the points. I'm just gonna race hard. All I was thinking at that moment was like, Okay, let's fight. It's war now. Now it's war. Now it's Guerra. So Guerra mode. Um, yeah. So in the second race, I had an amazing performance. I grabbed all the points available.
Yay.
Yeah, or not on the bottom of the climb. I got some points on the bottom of the climb, but then you have to climb really hard right away, so you can't go all out on the bottom. So then I got full points on the top and full points in the finish line. And then you have always like a 10-minute break in between races, so you have to recover pretty quick from all out
Wow,
efforts.
that's rough.
Like it tests you in many ways. Like that was like 5-minute effort, 8-minute effort, 1-minute effort. Then for the last race, I saw that I like bumped up way up to like I think I was already second place. I don't remember what place I was overall. And then I saw, okay, there's hope. If I can really get all the points here on the top of that climb, it's gonna be tough, but I can try. And I can do. So you don't try, you do. So we went for it and it went pretty good. I didn't get full points all the time, but also not only one person got all the points, so like was kind of distributed. Like people took points from other people, so we
Wow.
had three chances to do so, and the fourth time was then the finish line. So we went over that climb 3 times. And right before the last time, before the finish line, I was 2 points away from being a world champion. So
So
if I would have,
close.
if I would have won the finish line, I would have been world champion. And just happened that my competition had that little extra kick at the very end. There was nothing I could do about it. All I saw was all the media gathering next to me and preparing, like, okay, this might be your next world champion. And it's just heartbreaking that I just had to burn all the matches to catch up so many points that
Yeah,
that little kick wasn't there
made
anymore.
the
I mean, I
difference.
still
Yeah.
got second overall also in the race, but it was like just the points difference then didn't make up for it anymore. So it was a very emotional experience. Um, I was heartbroken, also happy at the same time because a silver medal at the World Championship is a really, really amazing result.
Yeah.
But at that being so close, yeah, I honor every single athlete that was there, but I'm also that competitive that if I compare power numbers, I know that I was the strongest rider in the day. I don't know if I can say that without any proud, but it's just reality. There is an analysis made by Zach Neer, and he published it on the Cycling News, and it was just obvious. But that's not all. Power is not everything. Tactics is big, and also knowing the game. In this case, in this cycling discipline, you have to know the game. You have to practice that. Like in other cycling disciplines, you have to practice certain things. Like a mountain bike, you have to practice the rock gardens, the technical stuff. So do you have to do that on the virtual world? So that's just
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I know it must feel bittersweet because you worked so hard for the first place and you saw the numbers and you are the strongest. But like you said, if you don't know the game 100%, you might miss a couple of points. And that's exactly what you missed, a couple of points short for the first place. But second place, it's not an easy task, not an easy feat. Really, congratulations. I know myself and all Brazilians are so proud. And now that you feel that you know the game better and the tactics better, are you going to continue to push for a 2025 title?
Yes, I do want to continue seeking that title, and since the World Championship, my life really has changed a lot because I decided to focus full time in being an athlete, in specifically in cycling esports athlete. So I started just racing every weekend. Every Sunday, my Whoosh has a race called Sunday Race Club, and they put it up for different categories, and they offer really, really good prize money, very attractive prize money, so that you can actually make a living out of it if you do well.
Amazing. That's really good. But
Yes.
there are other platforms out there. Do you think other platforms will also start their own championships? Because it was Zwift and then now it's My Wish. But do you think like Ruby or Zwift would do like, because you could maybe compete in different platforms, or am I saying something
Yeah.
stupid?
No, I like the idea of being multi-platform and competing. Swift has different series they put over the winter, sorry. They put on the Swift Games and the Swift World Series, it's called. They're not UCI affiliated, but they are very high-end series that offer also very good prize money. That's what attracts the high-end athletes, because it is a full-time job if you want to race at that level. It just is. And people that have also other jobs, huge respect, because it's a lot of work to be able to be at that level. So yes, I like racing both platforms, MyWish and Zwift. I don't know about any other platforms. It would really depend on how attractive they make it. So probably would have to be prize money involved so that it
Yeah,
attracts
of
really
course. If
properly.
My
Yeah.
Wish is
But
giving significant prize monies, why would you put your efforts and burn your matches in other
yes,
platforms if you're not making a living out of it, especially that it is your full-time job?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, since Worlds I just fully embraced being an athlete, racing every Sunday since then. I didn't skip a race, I don't think. And I will only skip if I really need to, because I have also other ambitions. Like I do want to race a little bit on the road. This weekend I was racing on the road, but I took my setup with me. I was traveling and still did the Sunday race indoors too. So in this year, a big goal is to pursue the national title of road racing in Brazil. So in July, I'm gonna fly to Brazil and I'm gonna race on the road, um, and try to pursue that title. I really do want to do it. It's again, it's a different discipline, but I'm a full-time athlete, so I think I can also handle two disciplines. That works. I unfortunately not more than two. Like the virtual cycling and the road goes really well together. I would love to keep going with mountain biking, but that would just be its own thing. You need very specific training. It's very risky.
Yeah,
I
very risky. And I think
decided, yeah.
road and indoor are very complementary, where mountain bike, you really need the skills outdoors, just like gravel. Yeah, you need to be out there really feeling terrain. Your whole body takes a beating. Yeah.
Yeah. I do really wanna try gravel though. I really have that in my in my heart. I was like, I love the off roads and I love just long climbs and off road and not much technical. So someday at a certain point, I definitely want to try gravel.
It's in your
But for
near
now,
future. Get that title, get those titles. You have a lot of homework to do in
yeah.
2025.
And race is race. Like it can't it's not easy to win races. It can happen so much. Like this weekend, I was gonna win a race. At the last lap, I had a mechanical. So it's just part of it. And virtual racing, the same thing. Like you can have an internet dropout, a connection failure, or whatever. Then it can screw you up. So it's like, yeah, those are the main goals and the main ambitions. But this is not like the end of the world if I didn't get it. Like if I missed that. The goal is to work towards it, work with integrity, work with everything I have and everything I can. And I think that is aiming for the good and for the right thing.
Very well said. Very well said. But it's good to have those goals to work towards.
Yeah, definitely.
With all that you said, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to cheer you on and see
Yay.
you grabbing those titles. I was gonna ask if you ever meet your online competitors in real life and go for a spin, but now I already know you married one of your, I mean, maybe not competitor, but one of your fellow riders. But does it happen that you can go on maybe on a real life spin with one of your competitors from eCycling?
Well, most people that I race with virtually, they don't live nearby. But we do have actually a friend. He's called Hayden Packer. He's known as Farm Watts. He lives just like 1 hour car drive north from us. So sometimes they came to visit actually after Sunday Race Club and had lunch with us. And there's also a weekly ride here around the area where sometimes he shows up. There's other people that are from that community that have something to do with virtual cycling. But for the girls, most girls I know, they live overseas. And then the only time we got to ride together was in Abu Dhabi. So that was really cool. That was just an amazing experience to meet everyone in real life,
Yeah.
so to say, because you feel like you've known them for so long, and then all of a sudden they're like real. So that was
Yeah.
really cool. We did a little ride there.
Yeah. I mean, it has happened very seldomly to me, but sometimes when I'm just training, I see the name of someone that I know that is also training at the same time at the same course. It's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
So we talked about Brazil national road title, eCycling world title. Anything else? What's next?
So yeah, for this year, I'm focusing on those two things mainly because I was in touch with the Brazilian Federation, and they have one spot only for the road championships, the road championships in Rwanda this year in Africa, and they also have only one spot for the 2028 Olympics. They obviously with one spot want to send the best rider they can send. So the deal was, okay, if I can prove myself to be the best available rider, that would be an opportunity for me. And like, yes, why wouldn't I want to go compete at the world stage against the best of the world? It's like a huge opportunity
Yeah.
in also Olympics. But that's like still like a little bit far away idea, because I really want to make sure that really the best, most fitted rider goes there to represent Brazil. And I believe I am talented, but I want to see where the other girls are at, and that's why we decide, okay, just come race that. If I could join other races, I would, but they already happened, and I couldn't make it in time. So it's just more like a come and show yourself thing, and then we'll see from there. Other than that, I'm really busy enough with the Sunday racing, and it's a lot. Even
Yeah.
talking now to you, like I said in the previous pre-show, I'm sitting on the couch with my recovery boots on, no time to waste. We have a big recovery ride to do today with my husband. We're gonna go out for a couple hours today, to shake the legs out from the hard weekend. So it keeps going, and my wish keeps us busy with the racing. So it's cool to have that for sure.
Yeah. You have a lot going on and a lot of good things. So 2025 is looking really, really exciting and the future even brighter. Um, are there any bucket list races or event that you would like to participate?
I think that the World Championships on the road is a big one. I saw the course, and apparently it's one of the hardest courses that there has ever been, because it's very sharp climb up and down 11 times on a circuit. And that type of racing really suits me. It's a warm place in Rwanda, so I really do well when it's warm out. My body adapts pretty good to heat, and I would just love to do it. So
I've been to
that's the
Rwanda. I hope you go there. You'll love it. It's beautiful, beautiful country, and the climbs are steep. I mean, that country is not, I don't think there's one flat part.
wow.
You're either climbing or descending.
Yeah, yeah, cool. That's awesome. Good to know.
So I feel your energy and you're such a go getter and you're so determined. What, if you would define your mindset in one word, what would it be?
That's a hard one, but I was talking to my husband, and he was like, "You're methodical. You're very methodical." I mean, I grew up learning music instruments and having all like if I have something, even if I wouldn't have any other talents, my talent is discipline. So, and with the German culture mixed in, it makes me really methodical. So if I have a plan, if I have a goal, I'm like this, like this, execute and do it. it can be good, it can be bad sometimes, because racing needs a little bit more of flexibility, and like it's more chaotic, and you have to be able to adapt to all kinds of chaos things.
Yeah,
But
whatever's thrown
I've
at
learned that.
you.
Yeah. But being methodical, I think, is like it's a big one in me.
I can see
Determined,
that.
but yeah, very.
I can see that. Cool. Well, I am so happy I got to know you a little bit more, and let's keep in touch. I wish you a wonderful recovery and a wonderful season.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me.
And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.